guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 1, Chapter 7.3 Notes, Part 2. Today we're talking about solving systems by using elimination. Our learning target today is to be able to solve linear systems with one solution, no solution, or infinite solution by using elimination. So let's go ahead and get started. So when we're doing elimination, we want to try to cancel our first sets of numbers, okay? And to do that, we're going to take the bottom number and bring it down, and the top number and bring it up, okay? Now, the nice thing about this is the 8 is already negative, okay? So we really don't have to worry about turning one negative or anything like that, because we've already got that. So now the next step is to go through and multiply everything. So 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times negative 3 is negative 24. And 8 times 9 is 72. Now, let's go ahead and distribute the 4. 4 times 8 is negative 32x, so those are going to cancel out just like we wanted them to. 4 times 6 is 24. And for the other one, if you need a calculator, 4 times 13, 52. Okay, so now we're going to turn these into a giant addition problem. And 32x minus 32x, well, those cancel out, and we're left with 0. Negative 24 plus, wait, whoa, what happens with the y's right there? Those cancel too. And then when you add those up, we get 124. Well, 0 plus 0, that's just 0. And do those things equal each other? Hopefully you're saying no, Mr. Grice. Okay, so when this happens, our answer is no solution. All right, let's move on to example number 2. So once again, we want to cancel out the x's, and we're going to do the exact same thing. We bring the 4 down, bring the 8 up, and then we're going to make the top one negative since they're both positive, okay? And now we're going to distribute again. So we get negative 32x. A negative times a negative gives us a positive, oh, not 24. Sorry, 8 times 6 is 48. And negative 8 times 9 is negative 72. Okay? And do the same thing here. We get 32x minus 48y. And guys, if you need a calculator, use it. 4 times 18 gives us positive 72. Okay, so add everything up. Well, those cancel, 0. Oh, those cancel, and we get 0. And 0 plus 0 is 0. And negative 72 plus 72, those actually cancel out, and we're left with 0. Now, does 0 equal 0? It does, and when that happens, that's when we have infinite solutions. It's kind of nice because they cancel out right away. All right, let's look at example number 3. All right, so we need to bring 6 down, and the 3 up. Okay? Why don't you guys go ahead and pause the video and go ahead and distribute, and let's see what you get. Okay, so when you distribute, that's what we should get. Okay, and now we got to add these up. So 18x minus 18, those actually cancel. 6 plus 18 gives us 24y, and 6 minus 58 gives us negative 48. To get the y by itself, we divide by 24, and we get y equals negative 2. Okay, so for this one, we're actually going to have an answer, or an exact point, and we know that y equals negative 2. So now we can use any of the original equations. I'm just going to plug it into the first one, okay? So that's 6x plus 2 negative 2 equals 2. 6x minus 4 equals 2. Add 4 to both sides. 6x equals 6. And we get x equals 2, 1. Okay, so always remember which one is your x and which one is your y when you're plugging these in. Okay? All right, number 4. Bring the 6 down. Bring the 2 up. Go ahead and distribute. Actually, why don't you guys go ahead and see if you can finish the entire problem. Go ahead and pause the video and let's see how you do. Okay, did you guys get this far so yet? If you did, you're on the right track. Okay. Last thing we have to do is divide by negative 46. And we get y equals 3. Okay. So there's my y. And now we just have to plug in and find out what x is. Okay. So you can pick either one, the top or the bottom. I like to work with a positive x, so I'm just going to pick the bottom for this one. Okay, so we get 2x minus 15 equals negative 19. You have to add 15 to both sides. 2x equals 4. Divide both sides by 2. X equals 2. So we get the point 2, comma 3. Okay. So the directions for these next ones says to solve the following systems by using the elimination method. We'll go through a couple more together, and then the rest of these will be all on your own. Okay, so we'll bring up a 5, bring up the 3. Now they're both positive, so I'm going to make the top negative, and then I'm just going to start multiplying. So we get negative 15x minus 6y equals negative 21. And then on the bottom, we get 15x minus 5y equals, and then if you don't know that off the top of your head, 13 times 5 is 65. Okay, those cancel out. You get negative 11y equals, add those up, 44. To get the y by itself, we have to divide both sides by 11, and that's a negative 11, and we get y equals negative 4. Okay, and plug in either one. So I'm going to go to the top this time. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. Add the 8 to both sides, and you get 5x equals 15. Divide both sides by 5. X equals 3. Alright, now with number 2. Remember, if there's no number in front of the x, it's a 1. Okay? So we bring the 2 down. Up. Bring the 2 down. And the 1 up. Now, when you multiply everything by 1, it just stays the same. So negative 2x plus 3y equals 14. We didn't change anything. And the bottom would be positive 2x minus 8y equals negative 24. Your x's cancel out, and you get negative 5y equals negative 10. To get the x by itself, you divide both sides by negative 5. Y equals positive 2. Okay. I'm going to plug into the bottom equation because x is all by itself, and that's going to be the easiest. So we get x minus 8 equals negative 12. Add 8 to both sides, and you get x equals negative 4. Alright, let's go ahead and flip it over. Okay, now for number 3. Both of those have a 1 in front of it, okay? So when we try to cancel, they're both positive, so we make the top one negative to help cancel them out. And redistribute, so we get negative 1x minus 3y equals 3. Remember, a negative times a negative. And since we're just multiplying by 1, those all just stay the same. Okay? Add everything up, your x's cancel. Negative 7y equals 14. Divide by negative 7. Y equals negative 2. Okay. And like all the other ones, it doesn't matter which one you do. Okay? Just one of the originals. I'm going to do the top one. Equals negative 3. X minus 6 equals negative 3. Add 6 to both. You get x equals 3. Let's keep going. Alright. Bring the 2 down. Bring the 6 up. And they're both positive, so I'm going to turn the top one negative. Negative 12x plus 6y equals negative 6. In the bottom, we get 12x minus 6y equals negative 10. So make sure to distribute to each one of those. Okay? Both of those cancel out, so we're left with 0 on the left side and negative 16 on the right. Hopefully, you're saying, Mr. Grice, those two numbers don't equal. So our answer for this is no solution. Okay. How many more of these do we got? Let's do one more together. 6 you'll do on your own, and then 7 and 8 I'll put the answers up for you. Okay? So, the 4 goes down, the 2 goes up, and we turn that to a negative 2. Go ahead and distribute. Watch your negative signs, guys. Okay, and on the bottom, we get 8x. Okay. Your x's cancel. You get 22y equals negative 44. Divide by 22. Y equals negative 2. Okay, and now let's plug in. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go with the bottom this time, just because I like to mix it up. Okay, so 2x, 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Add 6 to both sides. Negative 8 plus 6 is negative 2. Divide everything by 2. X equals negative 1. Okay, number 6. Let's just start it off to make sure you got it. Okay. Bring the 4 down. Bring the 6 up. And make it negative. The rest is all on you. I want to know what the final answer is, okay? So go ahead and pause the video, and good luck. Okay, so there's all of the work for 6. Your x's cancel out, and you're left with negative 38y equals 114. And when you divide that up, that's supposed to be a negative 3. Oh, no, actually, no, it's not. Never mind. That's supposed to be a negative 114. That's where I made the mistake. So y equals 3, and then you plug it in, and you get x equals negative 2. Now, I'm going to show the answers to the bottom problem, so if you don't want them yet, pause the video. Okay, now that you've unpaused the video, go ahead and looking down. The final answers are infinite solutions and negative 1, 5. If you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and have a great rest of the day.